Okay, so we are going over to question 9. Question 9 says, Roman did not have a supernatural experience as a child or anything that specifically pointed him to Christ. Are there indications that God was indeed looking out for him, just as he was looking out for Grace? Can you look back on your own life and see the ways that God was guiding or protecting you, even without supernatural intervention? Okay, so before I answer this question, I want to just take this time to say this thing, since it has come up already. Sometimes as Christians, we have this, should I call it an annoying habit? We have this annoying habit of dismissing supernatural experiences. That's one. And we also have this annoying habit of dismissing people that have never experienced anything supernatural. That's two. It's a very annoying habit. That you do not have, or that you've never experienced any supernatural stuff in your life doesn't mean that it does not exist. And for the fact that you've had one or two supernatural experiences does not mean that you are superior to the person who hasn't. Please let that be very clear. Someone that has a supernatural experience is not better than someone that did not have a supernatural experience. And because you do not have a supernatural experience does not mean that supernatural experiences do not exist. So please, let's be clear. So yes, Roman did not have an experience of seeing an angel coming to meet him as a child, or plenty other things like that. And so Roman could have just said, hey, it's just you now. That means God was not looking out for me. But if you check Roman's life, just the same way if you check your life, you will see different instances that God came through to you for you, or different instances that God was guiding you, even though there was no voice from heaven shouting, this is my beloved son, do not touch him. Or like a bright light shining on you, like it shone on Paul on his way to Damascus. No. But if you check your life honestly, you will see different ways that God was guiding you, different ways that God was preserving you from harm. You will discover all those different ways, and then you will know that indeed God was protecting you. That's very important to know. So yes, like I said earlier, Roman's mother died of an overdose, and so when his mother died, he kept coming after school. He would go back to the house to wait for his mother every day, and she would never come home. For like 3 days or 4, he was always at home and his mother never came home. So one day he came back from school and went home, and as he was climbing the stairs, the landlord came and asked him, where is your mother? He told the landlord that she's not back. They were supposed to pay rent, so he told the landlord, don't worry, my mother will soon come back and she's going to give you the rent of the house. The landlord said it doesn't matter. The landlord was with another man, and the landlord told the man, this is him, this is the boy, you can take him. And the man reached to grab Roman, and Roman was screaming, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. The man would have taken Roman away, if not that at that point his teacher came, and with his teacher were policemen, and that's how they left Roman and ran away. Roman would probably have been sold into slavery. Either he will end up being a drug user, a drug pusher, a drug addict, or he would have been sold for maybe child prostitution. Nobody knows what would have happened to him, or he would have been killed. His teacher coming at that point in time was not just a mere coincidence. It was God protecting and preserving him from being killed or from danger. Another one that happened was when Roman was, because I said earlier in the other episode that Roman was a street tagger. That is, he was what they call them. He was a graffiti artist, but his own was illegal. He was doing it illegally. He will climb up to the highest buildings in the city, and then he will spray paint the city. He was a very good artist, so he could draw. His drawings were magnificent, and some of the drawings were so spectacular that those buildings never removed it like they didn't paint over it. And he always chose the highest point so that nobody would have the energy or the strength to go up to that point to clean it off. So on this fateful day, Roman was on the roof. He had one of his friends with him, and then police came, and he was running from the rooftops from one place to another. But his friend missed a step on the rope, and he fell down that height to the floor and died instantly. But Roman did not die. That was another way God preserved him. And another way too was that Roman and his three good friends were supposed to go to a party. But Roman sneaked to the library to read. I know you will say, Roman, the naughty boy, how was he reading? Roman loved to read anything that had to do with drawings. So he was reading. He was in the library. And he was not in that party. And in that party, someone came to look for one of his friend's brother and ended up killing his friend. The other one was so terribly hurt that they rushed him to the hospital. But Roman was not at that party. If Roman was at that party, chances are he would have been killed as well, because Roman joined the gang actually. He actually joined the street gang. And those boys were his friends, but they were members of the gang as well. So, if you look at Roman's life, you will see that there are different instances in which God was guiding and looking out for him. Just the same way God looked out for Grace by sending her the angel, so God looked out for Roman by preventing some certain things to happen to him, letting him be in some places at a particular point in time to preserve his life. Now, if I look back on my life, can I see ways that God was guiding me? Yes, there are several ways. Several times I would have fallen into trouble. Several times I would have fallen into problem, and then someone just says something to me that brings me out of the issue that I was trying to find myself in, or someone just gives me a hack that will help me out from one thing or the other. So yes, God has been looking out for me in different ways, even though I did not see an angel appear to me in my dream and tell me, Mary, Mary, God is so mindful of you.